Welcome back to Opening Statements. This morning, we're shining the spotlight on Mama Donna Adelson as her legal team is pushing for a delay because of a mysterious new investigation involving a jailhouse informant. What? Okay, so we know Adelson is accused of being involved in the plot to murder her former son-in-law, Professor Danny Markel. We know that her son, Charlie Adelson, has been convicted of Markel's murder. Now, on Wednesday, Donna's attorneys appeared in court to request a continuance. They say they've received some new discovery from the state, some wiretap evidence involving a new jailhouse informant, and they say they need some time to go through it.
Just because the state believes that there's going to be enough time for us to prepare, and it's not 2 months, it's more like 6 weeks. There's not enough time for us to obtain, to analyze this new information, synthesize it, prepare appropriate motions. We've spent the last 3 weeks dealing with this as opposed to finalizing the motions in limine.
The defense says that more than 32 hours of calls were captured on the wiretap. So who's on those calls? Well, Judge Everett did delay some pretrial hearings, but he reserved ruling on this continuance. So will Mama Donna get another delay? Let's bring in someone who's been following this case from the outset, the host of the Surviving the Survivor podcast, Joel Waldman, back on the show. Joel, good morning to you. Always great to have you here. Could we start, please, with who this jailhouse informant is? Do we know or have any educated guesses on this?
The short answer is no. In terms of educated guesses, people have been throwing out ideas. Not too long ago, there was talk about two jailhouse informants who had a conversation actually with Katie Magbanawa, who was the sort of the go-between, the linchpin, if you will, in this murder for hire plot. Very unclear whether that is who, if one of those two who was previously discussed is the one that was brought up in this hearing yesterday. The hearing yesterday was really fascinating because really what we were tuning in for yesterday was to find out. We had heard that there was a big discovery dump and that was going to continue this trial. We had heard the number 85,000 new emails. Well, lo and behold, the hearing started yesterday, and Josh Zellman, who you just saw, who's the defense attorney for Donna Adelson, he basically came out and said, look, we just got 100,000 emails. We're trying to sift through this stuff using some AI technology, and humans in the office, we're just not going to be able to do it in time for this trial, so we need more time. So there was a bunch of things that came out, and none of it was good for Donna.
Yeah, sounds like it, Joel. Well, and something I keep thinking about here, so if this is a defense request for a continuance, look, they know their client's going to be sitting in jail. I wonder if the judge would say, okay, this is what you want. You know, I know the state of Florida is ready. Seeing what you've seen from the judge, did you get any hint as to which way you think he might be leaning on this?
Yeah, I mean, the betting odds are that this trial is going to be continued. Now, with that said, Judge Stephen Everett is a fun judge to watch. He has an amazing, super eloquent, great way with phrasing things, and he's friendly but also stern. And you could tell yesterday he was getting really annoyed with the defense, and this goes back in terms of history because Donna had a previous defense attorney, Dan Rashbaum, and then hired two other defense attorneys who both had to drop out. So this is number 4, number 5. So Donna is competing here with Sarah Boone of infamous suitcase fame. But yeah, the judge was not pleased, but he's got his hands tied because, as you know better than I, Julie, every defendant has a right to a fair trial, and I don't think he's going to be able to rush them through this discovery process, especially on a murder one charge. So they're going to probably have to give the defense more time and Donna Adelson more time. The ironic part about this is this entire story basically evolved because Donna Adelson hated Tallahassee so much. She didn't want her grandkids living there. And now she's stuck in a county jail in Tallahassee. And it seems like she's going to be stuck there a lot longer.
Oh, you're spot on, my friend. Oh, the irony here with this one, Joe. I know you know. With all those emails, it kind of makes me wondering, since you gave us that number, I'm sure you were wondering this too. Like, where in the world are these coming from? Whose emails are they? I'm sure you've thought a lot about this and talked about it on your show. Best educated guess on that, Joel?
Yeah, by the way, we had Julia Janae of Court TV on our show last night, who happened to know.
That's great.
And she knows so much.
She's covered it. Yeah, she was one of our correspondents when this whole thing began. And it's wild how all these years have passed and we've seen the progression. I remember way back when we were just hearing the Adelson name. It was like, are these people ever going to be brought into court? And now, I know Julia knows, finally we've seen the day. So, but the emails, what do you think?
Yeah. So, first of all, I guess to be clear, they might not all be emails, but it is digital forensic evidence that they have gathered. And this is coming from the state attorney's office. Now, Georgia Kappelman, who is, the prosecutor on this case, she was just named Assistant District Attorney of the Year in the last few months. She's one of the best at what she does. So I don't think there's anything kind of nefarious or shady going on in terms of the state attorney's office, shielding any of the discovery. When they arrested Donna, they seized some digital devices from her and I believe even Harvey Adelson. And people are basically suggesting or intimating that, the investigators at the state attorney's office were having trouble sort of getting the passcode and maybe just got the passcode in the recent weeks. And that's why all of this digital evidence is coming into play. But Julie, this really took a left turn yesterday. Like I said, they were talking about the discovery. That was what we anticipated. And literally, seemingly out of nowhere, and you played that clip, Josh Zellman said, hey, there was an investigation started. And we know from this hearing that the wiretaps, there's 32 new wiretaps, that those were being carried out through February of this year. So this is something totally new, which apparently no one really knows much about. But having covered this case for as long as I have, we've got Tallahassee insiders, people who really know people on the inside. And it was interesting. One of them said yesterday that it was yesterday was that the tenor changed regarding Wendy Adelson. So it might have something to do with Wendy. And if I'm Wendy Adelson or even Harvey Adelson, the ex-father-in-law of Wendy's father, I am sleeping probably with one eye open right now.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. We have high-profile Florida lawyer John Phillips on the program this morning. Joel, they better be calling him. I tell you what, I've been saying it. Every day I wake up and I think maybe today's the day that we're going to see her charged. I know you and I have had the conversation for a long time. Maybe we're getting closer as those depositions, Joel. I know they were canceled recently for Wendy and Charlie, so maybe that tells us something.
They need her as a witness, so they say they're holding on to her, but there's been a lot of different scenarios, one of which she testifies and then gets arrested coming off the stand.
Ooh,
it's a dramatic, that's dramatic. Yeah. But we'll see how it plays out.
Oh my gosh, well, we'll keep talking with you for all of it. Joel Waldman, thank you so much. Much love to your beautiful family from us. Take care.